Hey everybody, how's it going? Mr. H here with you today, man. I hope you're having a great Friday. I dropped the mic, I picked it up, we're ready to roll. I hope your Friday gets off to a great start and has an even better ending. So, what has been the theme for 2026? The theme for 2026 is Mr. H goes to bed, wakes up, and finds out we've already wrecked another country. Did it to Venezuela earlier, and then, last Saturday I woke up and heard all this stuff about Iran. It's been coming for a while, and they actually did it. And this is pretty big. I mean, they thought shock and awe was big in Iraq back in 2003. There was a Desert Storm back in 1991. Now we have Epic Fury in 2026. The objective, apparently, is to overthrow the Islamic Republic of Iran and to destroy their nuclear capabilities. Look pretty serious about this one. Been going on for a week, man. Over 2,000 targets have been hit. I mean, that's a miracle. How can you find 2,000 targets in this country? But Iran is pretty big. And they took out the leader, Calamari, the first day. Almost said calamari. Anyway, calamari. The first day, they had their assembly of experts to pick a new cleric, and they got hit. So I think Rosas Johnny, who's not a cleric, is currently running the show over there, but doesn't seem to be very well coordinated. I think they're going to put Calamari's son in charge, which is kind of like a guy running a gas station and making his son the manager. But a lot of stuff going on in Iran. They're hoping for an uprising of some kind when they finally stop bombing things. I mean, probably start running out of targets soon. Planes start coming back with full bomb loads. So this is going to be very, very interesting over the next month or so. This is what a lot of people in Iran are seeing right now. U.S. and Israeli planes just bombing anything that looks like a target, man. The security forces got hit. I always laugh when the secret police gets hit. Whether it's the Iranians or the Gestapo or anybody. Think they're so powerful. They're world beaters. And then boom, here comes somebody stronger than you are. So I'm hoping there's an uprising and we get some sort of quasi-democracy out of this, best you could hope for in the Middle East. But maybe they'll surprise us because there's just one thing about Iran. It's a country that's been around 5,000 years. It's not like Iraq. They kind of got put together after the First World War. Afghanistan, where some idiot in London, drew a map and said this is the map. And of course, nobody in Afghanistan or Pakistan pays any attention to it. But you're seeing a lot of this happening right now in Iran. Not sure how many more targets they got. Hey, this is a USS. It's a U.S. Navy sub Virginia class. Why I'm bringing this up is the quietest sub in the world. And for the first time in 80 years, we used a torpedo to sink an enemy ship. Yeah, how about that? First time since 1945, a unnamed U.S. Navy submarine torpedoed the Iranian Iris Dena somewhere in international waters off the coast of Sri Lanka. So they're out there prowling, going after Iranians wherever they want. This is starting to look like a actual real war, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but the thing that bothers me is that it's easy to start a war. It's easy to do that. It's hard to stop them, because very rarely is it going to go the way you want it to go. And we have so many examples of that. I mean, the U.S. adventure in both Afghanistan and Iraq, the current Russian war in Ukraine, that's just this century, how far back you want to go, I really, really hope the U.S. does not put boots on the ground. Iran is too big a country for that, and it just never really seems to work out in this part of the world, man. So I hope this thing comes to a satisfactory ending soon, but, welcome to planet Earth and Homo sapien. Usually you go with the worst case scenario. Let's switch subject to something a little more happier, like football. What do I got a Chicago Bears helmet up there for? Well, because the Chicago Bears might become the Indiana Bears. Yep, they've been looking for a new stadium for a while. They've been complaining about Soldier Field forever. They moved that from Wrigley Field to Soldier Field. It's supposed to be temporary. That was in 1971. So they've been looking around for a new stadium in Chicago to build them a new stadium, near the site of, Soldier Field. But, $5 billion is asking a lot. Chicago's broke, and Chicago has other things to worry about. They looked at a place over there, Arlington Heights. That's a suburb of Chicago. They They bought $300 million tract of land over there. Say they're going to build a stadium there, a dome, no less. And, they haven't done it yet. They got some tax problems out there. I'm not sure they're actually serious about that because I haven't seen a rendering of a potential stadium in Arlington. Yeah, you get this. What is that thing? That's supposed to be a cake or something? I don't know what it is. Now, if that is if that's what they're going to use as a rendering, I want that stadium to look exactly like that. I want them to play in that thing. That would just be hysterical. But apparently Indiana, the state legislature, is very serious about pulling the Bears over their side of the border, looking to some place in either Hammond or Gary, Indiana. It depends, what the post office calls it. They have a rendering for that. Yeah, it looks like this. An actual stadium. And what'd you notice about this stadium? Yeah, open air. They're not going to have a dome on this one. They might change their mind or whatever, but nonetheless, they could pay for it because Indiana apparently is running a $30 billion surplus, whereas Chicago and Illinois has been running in the red so long now that I don't think anybody knows what a balanced accounting book even looks like anymore. So it's going to be interesting if they move to Indiana. And no one has said anything, but they're going to keep the name Chicago Bears if they move there because they're using the New York Giants and New York Jets play New Jersey kind of as a precedent. But I think it'd be cool to call them Indiana Bears, to be honest with you. And believe me, New York and New Jersey, yeah, you could, exchange those two. No one knows a big difference, but big difference between Indiana and Chicago, man. Well, we'll see what happens. Not my money. Hey, we're talking about Lythronax the other day, right? Gore King. Now, not the biggest guy ever, but big enough. Looks like a T-Rex, doesn't it? Because there's this misconception. You go from Allosaurus in the Jurassic straight to Tyrannosaurus in the Cretaceous. You think they just switch one to the other. No, there's a lot of gradations between the two that evolves, right? Evolution. And this is one of the evolutions that get us to T-Rex. Living 81 million years ago in the western part of North America, we have Lythronax. Not quite T-Rex, but he's getting there. You can see the body plans there, and it's getting bigger. Now, where in North America would it live? Probably along the sea coast of the Western Interior Seaway. They haven't found skeletons or remains in mountainous areas, so open areas and probably wandering around there on the beach, scoop up some fish, But it's the Western Interior Seaway, so you need to be careful. It could be a mosasaur or something out there, too. But, hey, they keep to the sea. We're going to stay with the land. I guess everybody gets along fine, right? Predation niches are what they call it. And, of course, everybody wonders. You think about T-Rex taking on Triceratops. Before there was T-Rex and Triceratops, Lythronax has Diabloceratops over there. So it's like an arms race. The same people coming up with different weapons. And the fact that he's looking at you and not the Diabloceratops over there, yeah, you're going to have a rough day, man. Keep trying to move at right angles to this thing. Hopefully it loses interest in you. You guys have a great day. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And I will see you next time. Das Vidania.